Hello there. It's Friday afternoon, just coming up to 20 to 5. I've come up to Hilltop, top of the Cheviots, and I'm going to go and camp on that ledge in the trees with the bivy. I really fancied that. Been a bit of rain on the way up, but it looks quite clear now, so I'll catch you in a bit. You can't get fed up with the Cheviots, can you? Even when it's a bit overcast. The views are still spectacular. I mean, what can you say? I'll just turn the phone on to see if you can hear the thunder. It's very dark looking over that way, up towards the Cheviot. But I'm heading up the road to the hills. Weather doesn't really matter once you're set up. Only take me about 10 minutes to put the tarp up. I fancy a nice sea fly configuration tonight, so I can enjoy the views. I didn't check the ground to see how rough it was, or whether it's going to puncture the tarp, but I'll have a look. Worst case scenario, it'll be the A-frame. Had a couple of little flying beasties. I'm not sure if they're the midges, but they're very small and they've just nipped my arm. It's very hot and humid, so I wouldn't be surprised if the midges are out. I'll be in trouble if they are. I've got my head net, but I'm not in a tent. So let's keep everything crossed for the no midge. What a lovely little ford to cross. Oh, time for the big climb up now. Oh dear. I've seen a few deer. I've not had time to get the camera ready, unfortunately. All the farmers and shepherds are about, seeing to the sheep, because it's lambing, so I have to be careful, because this is not a permitted right of way. It is on the top, but not this bit. God, knackering this is. Oh, I haven't even got my waterproofs on. I'm going to have to stop and put my coat on. It's pouring. Right, back in a minute. It's too hot to do them up. I've only put the jacket on. If my trousers get wet, I'll have to put my thermals on. It's not too far now to the top. Well, the top of where I'm camping. The only thing is today, when I come up, I noticed from the path that you're not allowed on down there, you can see this ledge where I'm going to camp. So it might be a case of setting the tarp up, keeping a low profile and hoping for the best. Right, I have to turn this off, it's too wet. Just started to put my ridge line up in the trees. I've got most of my stuff hanging up because there's a lot of insects about. I don't think they're midges, but I've been bitten a couple of times. But look at this for a set, right? I mean, steep bank there, trees, deer on the side of the hill. That's where I was last time, up on the top up there. But I mean, views in the distance over to the Cheviot and these rolling hills. Now down there, that's the farmers, that's the shepherd's track where he sees to the sheep. So the trouble is, if I put the tarp up here now, it's blatantly obvious, even green. But so we'll wait a little while for the tarp. There's also a nice little crest over there, just there. That'd be a good place, and that would be completely out of view because of the trees. But that's ground, that's the, there's no ridgeline trees over there by the look of it. I mean, I've got me walking poles. We'll see. I just fancied this one, to be honest. Look at it, beautiful, stunning. I've heard deer behind me in the woods as well. I mean, I'm not going to see them because they see you long before you see them. But it's quite flat there. Room for a tent just there as well. It's a cracking pitch. The only thing against it, there's no reception. I've kept the profile low because of the path down there. But I've got all my stuff. I'll be able to lie along here. I mean, just look at the views. Amazing. Just boiling the water for my dinner. When you look at it, I've got a ground sheet. Everything I need. Fabulous. So here's my views. I mean, now the rain stopped. Just look at that. It's stand up. Look at that. Clouds on the top up there, look. Wow. This is beautiful. And I'll show you the setup. I've attached it to the tree there. Couple of fixings on the trees. I've just got me a coffee and I've got a summit to eat. Pasta bolognese tonight. But I'll put my mat on there. If it's not level, I'll have to rethink it later. But it doesn't take long to adjust it. But it's a nice setup. I'll be able to lie in there and just look at the view. I can't wait. Just lie in my bivvy looking at that. I'm going to love it. I know there's no reception, but I can be busy editing this, and then if I need to send a message home, I'll just nip up to the top of the hill. I might have to try and do that anyway, just to save them worrying after the recent episodes. It tastes nice enough, but I'll just show you. It's not as the beef and potato got a bit more substance to it, but this is lovely just the same. Can't really film it, but at least you've seen it. Why do we do wild camping? I've got a nice coffee. I'm sitting here under my tarp and just look at that view. No need to ask why we do it. I could just look at that. Well, I could just look at it all night, and I'm going to. Right up until it's dark and I fall to sleep. Beautiful. It's just fabulous up here tonight. I've been watching the deer running around the hill over there. And you've only got to move and they can actually hear you from that distance. So then they all start barking and running off. So there's me setup. The tarp's done as a sea fly. I've got the X-Ped mat. I've bought the hunker bivvy tonight, my Rab 400 sleeping bag, and my rucksack and cooking kits down the bottom. But I'm going to be lying in there tonight, just looking at that. How fabulous is that? I mean, I ask you. So I've been a walk up through the trees there to phone the wife, just to say I'm all right, and I'll be calling him at say 9 o'clock in the morning. Just it was a bit worrying for the family, me coming to a pitch with no phone signal after the recent health issues. So I've been up to the top, I've done the deed, and now I'm coming back down. It's an amazing pitch. I mean, I'm going to turn the phone round so you can see. Right, we're coming back down through the trees from the phone call. I mean, just look at it. I mean, you don't get pictures like that every day, do you? I mean, the view. quite steep, this is, but what a pitch, look at it. I know I'm excited, but it's just fabulous. I'll be tucked up in the bivvy looking at that view. Look at that. Beautiful. I won't do much more filming now today. There's the Cheviot up there. Loft Hill, and that where I was last time. That's looking across to the hen hole as well. The amount of deer I've watched on the side of this hill tonight. It's amazing. I mean, what a setup. It's not exactly level. I don't know whether it's going to be comfortable. I can always put my rucksack this side by my legs to stop me rolling. Ideally, I'd have been a little bit more. I'd have been a little bit more this way. God, can you hear them deer? It's because they can see. They can see. They can see me in the trees. I don't know where that one is. They've got a voice on them, haven't they? Oh. There's one down there, look. They don't like me being here at all. Look, he's looking straight at me, look at that. Hello. He'll run up in a minute. He's growing his antlers nice, isn't he? I'm just lying under me tarp now on the bivvy and sleeping bag. The Cheviot's now clear up there. The clouds have gone. It's pouring with rain. It's a nice sound on the tarp. Can you hear that? All my stuffs. I've got my trousers, bottom of my trousers drying off from walking through the wet grass on the ridge line. My rucksack with all the kits at the end. Sit mat, I'll move that in a minute. I've got my brew kit here, my tea stuff and my tripod. And there's still all that much space above me. It's just amazing. I'm going to lie here and watch the deer move about on the side of the hill. Don't know whether you can see the rain on the video. But the Cheviot's actually in the sunshine up there now. Beautiful, look at that. Let's see if we can zoom in. There's the top of the Cheviot and the hen hole up there. Actually got some sunshine. Well, I'm so pleased I'm here. I just love this spot. Well, obviously it's just a one-off. I'm going to try different places. But I just really fancied this right from when I saw it up from the other side over there. And to be perfectly honest, it was such a faff setting up the tarp like this. It's probably easier to have the little Vango F10 helium. It's got a nice small footprint and it can fit in anywhere. But I think it's the principle of it. It's just nice to be in all this open air. I mean, I don't even need the sleeping bag in the bivvy, to be honest. But I'm going to leave it because if the rain changes direction in the night, I wouldn't want my sleeping bag exposed. Or if the top of the tarp was to come down or anything. So we'll catch you later at bedtime. I'm just watching this mist rise up from the valley. Look at that. You can see it rising, look. Isn't that beautiful? I wasn't going to do much more filming, but it's proper eye candy tonight, this is. So lucky to be lying here. Absolutely love it. Look at it coming up over the trees, look. Wow. It's like the film The Fog, isn't it? Yeah, I always think of that when I say moving mist. That is beautiful, that is. Got a nice colour on the hills at the moment. Obviously there's a sunset going on, but it's on the other side of the hills, so you're not going to see it from here. So I'm tucked up in the sleeping bag now, just waiting. It's coming up to dusk. Still quite bright on the hills. It's just lovely under here. Look, there's me cover. Nice and all the bits and pieces. I won't bother putting my light on tonight for the good night. I'm just enjoying the view. I'm going to fall to sleep just looking at this. I'm tucked up in the sleeping bag. It's amazing. It's been a really nice chilled out night. It's just lovely sitting there. Hello there, I've just woke up, bang on 6 o'clock, and look what I've got. Look at this. A complete inversion in the valley. Fabulous. I'll get the other camera. I'll start on. There's my bag. Look at this. Yeah, fabulous. Burning off really quick. It's like it's just evaporating. The top of the hills are completely covered in cloud. Ooh. Oh, didn't sleep well tonight. I'm finding the bivy very restrictive at the minute. Very strange. Might have to try it without the mat underneath. But it's more slippy then, that's the trouble. Look at this. There's another one in the valley over there, look as well. Virtually disappeared now. Took about 40 minutes for that to disappear. Well, I've just finished packing up and the mist has come down again, almost as sudden as it went. I'm loving this morning. It's 7:30 now, so we're 7:45 and the mist is down again. And you can see, if you look carefully, it's actually moving up towards me. It's lovely. I love this. It must be coming over the Cheviot and coming this way. Look at that. It was there, it burnt off, and it's dropped. Well, I've got my back turned, it's dropped. Look at that. Anyway, leave no trace as always. Just a flat bit in the grass. No litter, you wouldn't even know it'd been here. Oh, I'm glad I caught the view this morning before that come back in. I lay there in the sleeping bag, had me porridge and me first tea. I've just had a coffee. Look at that, just the hills are just disappearing, look. I love it. You don't get this in the low-lying forests, the views. If you come on a forest on the side of a hill, you always get a good experience. Right, but I'm going to set off now. I'm just climbing the hill now to get to the top to walk back the nice way. And the mist has enveloped where I was. It's funny how it's come to that density. We'll have a look from the top. So I'm on the top of the hill now, on one of the paths. And the mist has come in big time again. We were down there at the bottom, sort of halfway up. Look at that. Maybe somebody can explain in the comments how it can burn off and then come back as quickly as that. I've not noticed that before. You can see if you look on the end, it's moving quite fast. Lovely morning. So it's burning off already. Look at that, 20 minutes and the mist has come round this way. It's totally working its way round. There's still a little bit down there, look where we were, but it's burning its way round. It's lovely this is this morning, really enjoying this. So you've got to be able to follow your maps now. Just completely engulfed in mist where I am. Down in the valley bottom now. And it's just as misty really. There's my path. Right, so that's me back at the car now. That's the end of this one. In a couple of weeks till I do another one. I'm off on holiday. There's a few cars still in the car park. So we'll see you next time.